All right, let's talk about something that can literally change your life, saving money. And look, the whole point of this explainer isn't just to throw a bunch of random tips at you. No, we're going to build a clear, actionable plan together, one that leads to real financial stability and, honestly, just genuine peace of mind. So you ready? Let's dive in.
Now, really, think about that for a second. What would it feel like to just stop worrying about money? To know you've got a cushion, you're ready for whatever curveballs life decides to throw your way, and you're actually actively building the future you want. I know it might sound like a dream, but here's the thing. It's not. It's totally 100% achievable.
And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to build that plan. And listen, we're skipping all the complicated jargon, all the get-rich-quick nonsense. This is just about a simple, straightforward, totally manageable plan for your own financial journey. And the best part, we're going to walk through it together every single step of the way.
All right, first things first, we've got to stock your financial toolkit. Now, I want you to think of these next few things not as, these strict, boring rules you have to follow. Nope. Think of them as tools. Different tools for different jobs. And the best tool? It's just the one that feels right and actually works for you and your life.
Okay, a really popular place to start is something called the 50-30-20 rule. It's a super simple guideline for your income after taxes. Here's how it breaks down. 50%, so half of your money, goes to your needs. The absolute must-haves: rent or mortgage, groceries, utilities. Then 30% is for your wants, all the fun stuff, right? Going out to eat, hobbies, that kind of thing. But here's the magic number, that last 20%. That chunk is dedicated entirely to your future. We're talking savings and knocking down debt.
But that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's one thing to have a budget written down looking all nice and neat. It's a whole other thing to actually stick to it when life gets crazy. So how in the world do you enforce that 20%? How do you make sure it actually ends up in savings? Well, that's where our next couple of tools come in. These are game changers.
Let me introduce you to your new best friend, automation. Seriously, this set it and forget it method is so powerful because it takes willpower completely out of the picture. All you do is set up a recurring transfer from your checking account to your savings account. The trick is to time it for the day right after you get paid. Then you just treat it like any other bill. It's like your rent or your phone bill. It's just not optional. It's a non-negotiable. You are paying yourself first before anyone else.
Okay, but what if you're someone who finds it a little too easy to just swipe a card? If that's you, you might need a more tangible approach. And for that, we have the envelope system. It's a classic for a reason. You literally take cash for different spending categories like groceries or entertainment and put it into physical envelopes. Then you only spend what's in that envelope. It creates this amazing hard stop. When the eating out envelope is empty, well, you're eating at home for the rest of the month. It's that simple.
All right, so we've got some great tools for the how of saving, but that's really only half the battle. Because if you're just saving without a goal, it can feel kind of pointless, right? Like you're just piling up cash for no reason. To really stay motivated, you need a why. You've got to give every single dollar a specific job.
And the absolute best way to define that why is by using what's called the SMART goal framework. This is how you turn those vague, I wish I had more money dreams into an actual concrete plan. Your goal has to be specific. What exactly do you want? Measurable, how will you know when you've hit it? Achievable, is it actually realistic? Relevant, does it matter to you? And finally, time-bound. You've got to give yourself a deadline.
So what does this look like in the real world? Well, a SMART goal could be something short-term, like I'm going to save $5,000 for a car down payment by this time next year. Or maybe it's midterm, like we're going to save $8,000 for that amazing family trip to the beach in 3 years. And of course, you've got the big one, the long-term goal, like saving for a retirement where you can actually relax and enjoy life.
Okay, but hold on. Before you start going all in on saving for that vacation or that new car, there is one goal, one saving priority that comes before everything else. This is the non-negotiable foundation of your entire financial house. I'm talking about your safety net, or what most people call an emergency fund.
So what exactly is an emergency fund? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It is a pile of cash, totally separate from everything else, that is only for true emergencies. The kind of stuff that can completely derail your life if you're not ready for it. We're talking about suddenly losing your job, getting hit with a massive medical bill, or your car breaking down when you absolutely need it to get to work. This fund, it's your shield. It's your buffer against a financial crisis.
And this is always the first question people ask, right? How much do I actually need? It can feel like a really big, daunting number, but don't worry, there's a very clear, simple rule of thumb that gives you a concrete target to shoot for.
And here it is, 3 to 6 months. That's the goal. 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. And that word essential is super important here. We're not talking about covering your Netflix and Starbucks habit. We're talking about the things you absolutely cannot live without. Your rent or mortgage, your groceries, your utilities, and the transportation you need to live your life.
Now, where you park this money is absolutely critical. There are 2 key words you need to remember: safe and liquid. Liquid just means you can get your hands on the cash fast, like tomorrow, without any fees or penalties. And that's why the perfect home for this money is a high-yield savings account, an HYSA. It keeps the money separate from your everyday checking account so you're not tempted to spend it. And the best part is, it earns you way more interest than a regular old savings account. It actually helps your money fight back against inflation. And just as important is where you should not keep this money. And listen to me on this. Your emergency fund should never, ever, ever be invested in things like the stock market or cryptocurrency. Why? Because the number one job of this money isn't to grow. It's to be there and be safe. Just imagine you need that cash right when the market takes a nosedive. You'd be forced to sell your investments at a huge loss, which totally defeats the whole purpose of having a safety net in the first place.
Okay, we've gone over the tools, we've talked about setting goals, we've laid the foundation with the safety net, the plan is officially built. So now what? Well, now there's only one thing left to do, and that's to take that very first step, to actually start your journey today.
So here it is, your path forward. It's just 4 simple steps. Number 1, pick one of those saving tools we talked about, whichever one feels like it'll actually work for you. Number 2, define your very first SMART goal. A perfect one to start with is, I will save my first $1,000 for my emergency fund. Number 3, go open that high-yield savings account. You can do it online in minutes. And number 4, set up your very first automated transfer. I don't care if it's just $20. The amount doesn't matter as much as just getting started.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. It doesn't have to be some giant, life-altering move. It can be as simple as spending 10 minutes researching HYSAs on your phone. It can be transferring $5 into a savings account. So what's it going to be? What is the one small, tiny step you can take today, right now, to start your journey toward that financial peace of mind? Because the power to completely change your future, it's all wrapped up in that one little first step.